Just stand behind me.
Something happened here. Here. Okay, remove this show. Hello, everybody. Yeah, we're there live. Hey, we are live again. Welcome back to Knowledge is Power on a Sunday evening edition. And we are going to, let's see, my guest is here. Can we get a flip up? Give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you hear me. Good. We've got maybe a couple of more guests coming on tonight, but let's get started. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Without power, without knowledge, there's no power. Plus, we must have action to have power. So, welcome everybody to Knowledge is Power. We broadcast this. We podcast this show every Sunday and Tuesday evening. And tonight, I have my guest is Kevin S. Jackson from the Beaumont Kappa Alpha Phi Alpha, right?
Kappa Alpha Psi.
Kappa Alpha Psi. Okay,
Fraternity Incorporated.
Right, it was typed in wrong. It's Kappa Alpha Psi. Okay.
Oh, it's typed in wrong. You want me to?
That's okay. That's all right. I have it. Don't worry about it. I'll move on to the show. I always tell everybody this not CNN. This is a podcast. Hey, we like to inform everybody that's watching that Knowledge is Power is for the people. This podcast is for you, for the community. And if there's someone that's interested in being on the podcast, please contact me because we're here to express ourselves, to push out and share our movement, that whatever we want to do, we can do. So we're going to use this podcast, Knowledge is Power, for that use. And we're going to have guests every Sundays and Tuesday. I think I've got another guest. Got it. Yes. Now we've got another guest here. He's on. Yes. I'm going to say, Arthur, can you hear me? Put me a thumbs up.
Yes, sir.
Good. Okay, great. That's another guest that we're having on here tonight. Tonight I have the Kappa Alpha Psi, and they're also going to introduce us to the Kappa Leadership Development League. And this is about this fraternity. So tonight I'm going to introduce you to Kevin Jackson for the Beaumont chapter of the Kappa
Alpha Psi.
Yeah. All right. Great, guys. I know it's a big group too. You guys have a big group, right?
Yes, we do.
Yeah. Great. And not only that, you now have a program that you want to also introduce the community to. That's called the Kappa Leadership Development League, and for short, Kappa League, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, before we go into that, I mean, because I know that's going to be a pretty lengthy discussion, but I'm also want to introduce Arthur Hebert. Arthur Hebert is
he's actually Arthur is our publicist / can-do guy. He's like, he does a lot of publicity for us. He's our choreographer. He's our choreographer. He's our stylist sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Arthur wears a lot of hats. He's a good member. He's a good member of the Kappa League. He actually got in. He probably would be a higher officer had he got in a little bit earlier. But at the end of the day, he's a very resourceful young man. He's always willing to help out. And he's going into high school. He's a freshman going into Westbrook. But I'll let him tell you about all of that. Again, he's a lot like your son. We were talking about just starting football for the first time. That's Arthur.
Arthur, good to have you, Arthur. Say hello, everybody, Arthur.
Hello, everybody.
All right. Kevin, let's explain to me the particular fraternity of the Kappa Alpha Psi, and how is it different from other civic groups?
Okay, well, Kappa Alpha Psi was founded in Bloomington, Indiana, at Indiana University in 1911, and it's the only fraternity Black Greek organization that was founded at a white university, predominantly white university. So we're talking about Black Lives Matter movement. We've been doing it since this fraternity's inception. I know there was something in the news about a young man being harassed in Bloomington, Indiana, like about a week and a half ago, but that's what our fraternity did. It was founded by Elder Watson Diggs and 9 other gentlemen. And what happened was they were on the campus and they needed unity. They were African American. They were minorities, and instead of doing things on their own, they decided to synergize. That's the new word, and get together and use their energies and become a fraternity. And with that fraternity it began in the house, and it grew to well over hundreds of thousands of members known worldwide. We have chapters in Africa. We have chapters North America, South America, of course. We have them all over the world. Anywhere. Right now, we have a lot of local members. Judge Ransom Deuce Jones, Thomas Segee, Judge Holmes, Terrence Holmes, Carl Holmes, Mayor Port Arthur, Thomas Segee. Thurman Bartee. So we have a lot of local members here in the Beaumont area that are members of Kappa Alpha Psi. Now, now the God Right, which is a part of our leadership, which is the Kappa League sits under, was actually founded in 1922, and it was and Kappa League is one of those many things. We underneath the God Right initiative, we have Kappa League, we have STEM initiatives, but Kappa League seems to be one of those more prominent things because that's where we actually pull the youth in, and we actually give them mentoring. We actually do STEM activities with them. We take them to conferences. We actually have a Kappa camp that actually takes place in Dallas on Paul Quinn's campus every summer. Of course, this summer, because of the COVID, it didn't happen, but this is one of the things that we try and do. We try and expose young men to, here what we're trying to do is expose young men to not activism, but positivism, and if you want to say a word, I take a Jesse Jackson move right there and say positivism, but we're trying to expose them to things that will make them productive citizens in their area. We hope that they'll stay maybe in Beaumont, but if they go away, then we take simple things and more complex things and we help them become better men. As far as science, math, like I said, as far as opening up a door for a woman or saying good morning or good evening, but you'd be surprised. Some people, young people especially, do not know how to do that. And most importantly, we also make them pull their pants up. So that's a very important thing because a lot of young men do not understand the importance of walking in. I remember when I was a child, and I was taught to go in for a job interview, I was taught to go in with a shirt and tie on. Right. And now I saw a young man, I bumped into him and he was like, I'm like, where are you headed to? He's like, well, coach, I'm headed to an interview. I'm like, well, with a t-shirt and a pair of jeans on? That's what they do. So what they see is what they'll be. If they see me in a shirt and tie, if they see me saying yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, if they see me attempting to do these things, then they should be willing to try as well. And that's what we aspire to do, to be good role models to the young men that come into our organization, and we try and help them do that. Do we try and replace dads? No. Do we want to be their dad? No. We want to be their mentors. We want to influence them, encourage them, and introduce them to things, some of which they may know and some of which they may not know. And then also we want to also give them an opportunity to be friends, because what a fraternity does is brings together men that won't necessarily cross paths. If you have a scientist that's a Kappa and you have a policeman that's a Kappa, they may not ever cross paths, but if they belong in the fraternity, they may cross paths at some time, and that may create a lifelong friendship. As well as the bond that we share as Kappas, but we may also have an opportunity to just become friends. And that's one of the things that we do with our Kappa League. We don't take one particular kind of young person. We take different types of young men because we want to giving them an opportunity to get to know one another and understand that differences can be healthy as long as they're positive differences. And that's what we strive to do with the Kappa League.
Well, I've got a note here I want to kind of go over with, because I want the audience to know that the Kappa Alpha Phi fraternity group has this program going on. It's called a Guide Right. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. Guide Right initiative.
Right. Guide Right encompasses many of our youth-oriented programs, such as mentoring, college preparatory programs, and tutoring. However, the flagship initiative of the Guide Right Service Program is the Kappa Leadership Development League, called the short Kappa League. Right. And the Guide Right is a program of educational and occupational guidance of youth, primary, inspirational, and informative in character. The purpose of the Guide Right Service Program is to place the training experience and friendly interests of successful men at the disposal of youth needing inspiration and counsel regarding their choice of life career, and to arouse that interest of the community, the entire community. Is the problem of youth as they seek to realize lives are youthless. So you guys are doing a fantastic job with it, but I'm kind of new to it too, because I wasn't aware of this program, and I noticed that you have some young officers as well. You've got the first for presidents. Yeah, you got a president there. You've got who we have there. Let's see here.
This is Kevin. This is Kevin Jackson II. He's the second vice president. And we have Ashton Gage. I don't know. He's our president. He's coming on.
Right.
I guess he's having some technical difficulties, but I want to say our impact. Right now we currently have over 6,000 young people enrolled in the Kappa League.
That's here in the area?
No, sir. That's all around the world. And
right.
The number of programs across the country is 159. And we have a 98% of all the seniors in our Kappa League, they actually graduate.
So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. So yeah, we have a lot going on. And we have at least 3 of our Kappa Leaguers have received the Bill Gates Millennium Scholarship.
So you guys are also is creating the next generation of leaders, right?
Yes, sir. That's what we do. We give them opportunities to when we go to our Kappa League conferences, we give them opportunities to speak, to participate. We do things like the drill, like the Kappa League. Our Kappa League conference for the southwestern province of Kappa Alpha Psi was actually last year, was in Port Arthur, believe it or not, and we had Sheriff Stevens come out and talk to them about stop and frisk and what to do if the police stop you. We also teach them about financial literacy. That's one of the big things that as young African Americans that they need to know about is financial literacy and how to keep that credit score going up and not down. We also have let them have some fun. They get a chance to perform and have a talent show, and they get a chance to meet and have some camaraderie with young men from elsewhere. Like I said, out the southwestern province, the young men that came in last year, well, we actually went this year again, and it was held in up in the Dallas area, and it was young men from Shreveport, Louisiana, Baton Rouge, San Antonio. We think we had someone from Arkansas. We had chapters from Arkansas come in. So we encompass New Mexico, Texas, part of Arkansas, Louisiana. And so we had someone pretty much from everywhere, except for New Mexico this time. They come in, and all these young men get together in one place, and they get to meet each other, share stories, hang out, dance, laugh, play, enjoy. It's like a big brotherhood that they get a chance to do. Nobody is talking about anybody or joning on anybody. They just get a chance to really show their talents. They get a chance to ask questions and get real answers from real police officers and in life to life situations. And that's what we're trying to do. Same thing we've been doing here in Beaumont. A lot of times we do right now one of our initiatives is working with the census.
Mm-hmm.
And right before the COVID came, we had just partnered with the census here in Beaumont, and we had just partnered with the census here in Beaumont, and we what we did was we got with the lady, and we were going to be having a fundraiser on the corner of Lucas and Concord, and we were going to be handing out these flyers right here, encouraging folks to apply for the census. So if you haven't done it yet, go ahead on and get the census, because what I'm gonna tell you about the census is before, and I know that we're talking about Kappa, but we're talking about that census as well. One of our initiatives, the census helps get the finances that we need here in the area. I know a lot of people may not remember, but they were talking about how we may not get the certain government help that we were looking for in Jefferson County at one time because of the census numbers, and we needed to reach a certain threshold in order to receive the monies that we had. Well, that's what the census does. If a lot of times people don't want to fill out the census because they're afraid of the government maybe spying on them or looking for them. That's not that type of situation. What the census does is gets us all counted, keeps everyone in the house counted, and when we have situations, God forbid, such things like the flood or hurricane comes in, those numbers will help us get that government funding that we need. Operation Restoration, which was a small little group that we worked with doing Hurricane Imelda, where the Kappa Leaguers, we went out and we went into homes and we helped pull carpet out. One lady who we helped pull out, she was so shocked and overwhelmed, she started crying because we actually went there. We weren't looking for anything. We came there because we heard she needed help, and we assisted her with pulling out all of her wet carpet. It was a very, very moving thing for her, and it was a very moving thing for us, because at that point when we did that, we had no idea. The young men had no idea. They knew they were helping, they knew they were volunteering, but they had no idea of the impact that they were making on people. And with that situation and the way that she responded, I think they got a chance to feel the impact of what we were doing and what we were trying to do. And that same situation happened at another lady's house as well, when we came in and we helped her move. A lot of people, get charged to move these things out of their homes. And we went in and we moved it to the curb for free. And, and that was great. And I mean, it feels good to be able to help somebody and pay it forward. And that's what another thing about what the Kappa League is all about. We're about helping. We're about volunteering. Again, this is a life lesson that we teach our young men in the Kappa League. We're not just teaching them, to hustle and make it, but we're teaching them to be productive citizens wherever they go and to be helpful human beings. Because if there aren't, then we were lost. And that's one of the things we're doing with the Let's Be Real movement here, the Black Lives Matter. Let's be real, paying it forward. We have to learn to pay things forward and help our people, even if it doesn't directly affect us. And that's one of the things that we do through the Kappa League is we try and share. As a Kappa, I try to share my experiences with the young men and speak to them candidly about what to do. And then they get a chance to speak to me candidly about what's bothering them, and we get to help them with those situations. So that's one of the things. But the census, I'm going to encourage everyone to go out. If you haven't done your census, go out and get it done. Go on census.gov, census.gov.
Put that poster back up. There we go. There we go. Stick it. Yeah, right there we go. Bring it this way. There we go.
Okay, hold on. That's the job one right there.
Oh no, that's the wrong one.
So we'll pull it. We'll pull this one.
Right. Oh no, that's to be assistant. That's the job. Okay, that's one right there.
Okay, no, it's apply online again. All this is
okay. Well, I tell you what.
Census.gov.
Yeah.
Go to census.gov right there. If you want a job, I mean, a lot of people looking for those too right now.
Yes.
But go there and go to census.gov. And what you want to do is you want to try and let me see if I can put that there. There you go.
Yeah. You know what? I've got something better than
Oh,
that.
there you go. Hey, boom.
How
There it
about
is right there.
that? Yeah.
Boy, you that's computer savvy. That's what we want. We want everyone to go out, and we want you to apply with the census. It's not too late. You can do it by your phone. You can utilize your phone and get on there and apply for the census. It'll take you about realistically about maybe 15, 20 minutes, but it's the best 15 to 20 minutes that you'll ever get a chance to do. Get it, right now it'd be about the best 15, 20 minutes you would probably need to pay it forward because someone's gonna need that help.
Yes.
And
And the 2020 census that I talk about all the time on every podcast I have. It's very important for the Southeast Texas. Remember, people, remember 2020 census. Complete that form. It only takes 5 to 10 minutes to complete it. It's going to help us right here in this area with federal funding. Federal funding, money coming here in the Southeast Texas that we need to build our highways, our streets, our infrastructure. And it also gives us a better representation for Congress, our Congress representation here. We need that. We need you to complete those 2020 census. It helps. It also helps us in a big way in funding for new schools, hospitals, roads, and more. Listen, people, you're watching Knowledge is Power. You hear me say this every week. Complete the 2020 census. Ask someone to help you if you don't know. So I'm gonna go on and move on with the show and let you guys know again. Power is knowledge and power. I'm sorry, it's just a show that we do every Sunday and Tuesday, and this is the people's show, and this is for our community, Southeast Texas community, so we can express ourselves, we can share our news, we can share our civic groups, we can share important knowledge that our people should know. So I'm going to bring everybody back on, and let's see here. I've got some more guests here, and Kevin, I'll let you go ahead and introduce those guys to the audience as well.
okay, so right now we have Mr. Darrell Carter Jr. and Mr. Donovan Carter. They're brothers. I actually have three sets of brothers in the Kappa League. I have a set of twins, and I'm really proud about this because we're not just in one school. That's one thing I like. We're at Marshall Middle School, we're at Odom Middle School, we're at Westbrook High School, Beaumont United High School, and these two young men here are probably Darrell is actually at Odom, but Donovan is at Donovan. What school are you at, Donovan?
Blanchard.
He's at Blanchard. Donovan's our youngest
Oh,
member.
okay.
We sometimes we usually don't take them too young.
Yeah.
But Donovan would always attend the meetings with Darrell, and he would always ask the better questions than Darrell.
Now, wait a minute now. As
No,
Darrell here, and the other one is
Donovan.
Donovan. Okay, so Donovan asked those questions, right?
Well, Donovan is a bit more of a social butterfly than Darrell.
Yeah.
But Darrell still was a good worker. He's always willing. But when I tell you that these organizations, such as the Kappa League, they bring the social butterfly out in our young men because they form the bond, and they talk amongst one another, and they commune with one another, and they get a chance to really talk about things, and again the mentoring flows down because I have my high school Kappa Leaguers who come in and they talk to my middle school Kappa Leaguers who then talk to those Kappa Leaguers who are coming out of elementary into middle school. I don't take them too young because we do go out of town sometimes, but we do sometimes, depending on the age and the maturity of the young man, we will allow them to, if nothing else, participate on a local level with us until it's time for them to participate on a more broader level. And that's one of the things with Mr. Abel right there. Mr. Arthur has two other brothers, and his other two brothers, that's the other set of brothers right there along my twins. Same thing. I have a lot of scholars and athletes in here. Jamaica Foxhall is one Kappa League. He runs ball for Westbrook. We have a lot of kids a part of Kappa League here in Beaumont that a lot of people don't know about, but one of the things we're doing right now is we're trying to expose people to what we do and who we are, because we want to encourage other people to get their young men involved in our organization and to be a part of it. And we want them. We want to work with them. Like you say, knowledge is power, but if we don't, closed mouths don't get fed. If you don't ask not, then you won't receive. But I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna let Arthur start off. Arthur, tell us what you like about the Kappa League and what you do. I mean, Tony, I'm sorry, this is your show. Can I
Go ahead. That's fine.
can I throw it to him?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I really enjoy the fact that the Kappa League is a place where you go to learn new positive things and learn how to be a better person and learn how to give back to your community and how to just be a better man, period.
Okay. Now hold on 1 minute. Arthur, tell your other two brothers just wave behind. I know they're standing there, so tell them just ease in the behind you and wave, please. I know they're there.
Have them stand. There we go. Oh, okay, the twins.
No, they're not twins. The twins is another set of brothers.
Oh my goodness.
They're the twins are Cameron. Boy, I got a lot of them.
Okay.
Cameron and Kendall Polidor.
Okay.
They go to BU. One plays in the band and they both play football, I think. But one thing Arthur's not telling you is Arthur was a part of our we actually finished first place in the talent competition this year, where we actually danced and stepped, and they actually won some money.
Arthur, you shy to tell us about that?
No. Even if you want, we can sing y'all a little bit too.
Yeah. What?
Mm-hmm.
Give me 30 seconds of it.
Come on, Devin. Come on, Brandon. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, na na do, da do. Ooh, na na do. The very first time that I saw your bright eyes, you said hello, and I said hi. I knew right then you were the one.
Hey. Boy, you got a group here, son.
Yeah, they
now you're the oldest, right, Arthur?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and the brothers are right behind you. Now they go to elementary school.
They Devon is going to the 8th grade, and Brandon will be just starting middle school.
Okay, great, man. Mr. Jackson, you're doing a wonderful job. I appreciate it. I know a lot of people that's watching the show tonight they're really thrilled to see this is going on. We're keeping a tab of our young Black African American young men.
And that's what I want to do.
Yeah, that's very important, and I'm sold on that as well. Coming up in my time, it take a village to raise a child. I had a lot of people in my villages had their hands on me, and this is something good to happen. I like to visit with Donovan right now. I see him over here looking like I used to look 45, 50 years ago. Hey, Donovan.
Hey.
How are you? Okay,
Good.
great. Tell me what do you like about being in the Kappa League?
That we go to help people and be in these organizations to make the world better.
Now, do you mind? I want to go solo with you, just you and the screen. Now, pick your head up again. There we go. All right, now. So, how long have you been in the league?
2 years.
See, we have a little delay in the audio because we're on the podcast. So that's in the audience know that he's not ignoring me. That's just a delay in it. So you've been in it for how many years? 2 years?
2. Yes, sir.
2 years. Great. And you really enjoy being in the group, helping other people and venturing out, right?
Yes, sir.
Like what you like the most?
Sir?
What do you like the most? Like, what you like to do the most?
When we go help people.
Yes, you enjoy being a helping hand, right?
Yes, sir.
Great, great. You got to be a fine young man and keep it up and don't stop doing what you're doing. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now
Thank
I'm gonna stay with us. Don't go anywhere. But I'm gonna go up to Kevin number 2.
Keep that. Yeah,
Yeah,
talk right there.
Kevin number 2. Yeah, boy, that's a good looking smile you have on your face. So tell us. I know you the second vice president of the Kappa League. How much yeah, are you planning on? What do you like doing the most in the league?
Well, I like to help people who's in need. I like when we go out and experience things in the world. Like this year, we went to Dallas for a Catholic convention. I learned a lot about what to do with the cops and how to stay calm and just do what the cop says and how to in the STEM program. I learned a lot as well. We did a lot of hands-on science, math, and learning. We I also how it's a group kind of. I also like how the group is kind of like a family, and
Mhm.
family. We stick together, work out problems, and how we go and help people separately, like Operation Restoration. We when Imelda um her crashed and hurt all those people's houses. We went and picked up all their carpet, put it on the side. Some of the Kappa League was there, like Daryl and Devin. Well, yes, and me and some other Kappa Leaguers were there to help those people in need. We didn't really ask for money because we really wanted to do it, but yes, that's what I really like most about the Kappa League.
All right, Kevin. Hey, that's great, man. I'm happy to know that. Hey, now Kevin, Big Kevin, you didn't
Uh-huh.
tell me. I mean, I just realized you guys has a STEM program with the young with the young ones there. Tell me more about the activity with the STEM program.
With our STEM program for the Kappa League, what we do um, well, it's science, of course, but we do different types of experiments with combustion. And our executive director, Mr. Kevin Burnett, is really good about he's really good about having scientists and mathematicians come in and show different things, have them do different experiments and different things like that. They how fast, as long as it takes ice to melt. Again, what will make it melt faster? That's one of the things. What type of things helps it stay more longer, last longer, and what will make it melt faster. Um, Different types of things like that. Testing, depending on the age of the Kappa leaguer, there's different stems we do. For the upper grades, they may test water and different things like that to see what type of toxins or chemicals are in the water and what's in there. And for the younger Kappa leaguers, we try and keep the experiments as simple as possible, building them up into getting more complex as the years go on. Again, it's a STEM program is just like school. You don't want to jump in and have them, go into something that working with rocket fuel or something off the top. You want to work them into it, and you want to gradually monitor them as they move on up into it. And that's where a lot of times we give them choices. Although we have them participate in the STEM, some of our leaguers may not want to participate in STEM, but again, we have other programs where they write poetry or poems, they and of course speaking, and they get a chance to do different things while they're at camp that will spark their interest, so they kind of know where they're going. A lot of times, as a young man going out of high school, I really know what I want to do. So this gives them an opportunity to kind of decide what field they may want to go in. They may want to go into math. May want to go into science. They may want to go into liberal arts, philosophy, counseling. And with the Kappa League, it exposes them to these different types of genres where they can actually participate and all of them decide which one they like the best.
Great. And I also noticed that the Microsoft retail stores offers free STEM training for you guys.
Yeah, they do. Again, Kevin Barnett, who is our executive director over the national Kappa guy writing it, Kappa League initiative, guy writing initiative. They're really big about getting corporate sponsorships to help us out and to give us a helping hand with certain things. We actually just finished a national virtual Kappa League conference where I was actually given opportunity to present.
Great. Hey, now, college successful program. I have noticed that your mentoring. I heard you talk about mentoring for college. You preparing them for college. What is the graduation rate of your previous students?
We have a 95% graduation rate of the young men that go to college, and that's also due to our undergraduate chapters of Kappa Alpha Psi. We invite them in to come in and talk with the young men as well. Of course, I look pretty young, but I'm not. So we have young men come in who are in college, 19, 20, 21 years old, and they come in, they work with them, they talk with them, so they kind of get to relate a little bit more with them. And so that's one good thing we have them come in and do, and they kind of get to tell them what their major is and what they do and different things like that. And that kind of like just keeps the flow going for us.
Hey, well, that's great, man. Let me tell you something, Kevin, Mr. Jackson. That is wonderful. What you guys are doing, and how many? I mean, do you have a great participation on that with your fraternity?
As far as in Beaumont, yes, we the Lamar chapter, which is Zeta Psi, we they have a lot of their members graduated, but they had about maybe 3 or 4 young men that were still there at the time that actually they came in, they came and talked to the kids at school. They don't just help our young men, but they also go out and they help other young men. But a lot of times the schools that we have them go to are where our Kappa Leaguers attend. So the kids see the Kappa Leaguers and they kind of wave at them and kind of give them that that extra cred, if you will. So that's one of the things that we do. And they go in there. We had the last one we had was a young man by the name of Kevin Abshire, and he was actually an engineer. And he went in and he talked with them about different things about engineering, and he actually made it very fun for them. Right. That's what we want to do. We want them to know that these majors, although they may be difficult, if you love it, it's not work.
Right.
But now, you got to know.
Right. You have to know. Now the Kappa Alpha Psi. Apple Kappa Psi, Apple Kappa Psi, Apple Kappa Psi. I know honoring others who have made an imprint in this community, and is that what you do here is done? Is this done nationwide?
Oh, as far as honoring community people,
yes,
sir. We one of the last conferences I was at, we actually honored police chief, the female police chief in Dallas. Actually, she's a Gramblinite as well, GSU. We honored her. She came and spoke to a conference there about 2 years ago. We honored. It's been a long time ago, but he's actually my pastor, and I actually see the plaque on his wall. Oville Walker. We honored him a long time ago, but and that's one of the things we want to do. We haven't been as active as we once were, but that's where we're headed back to, getting back active. And one of the ways we want to get back active is with our youth. Yes. The membership had kind of went down, and life happens. just like anybody else. We're people. But what we did was we got back in. We decided to start the initiative back up. We decided we were going to start working with these young men and taking baby steps and moving forward and allowing the momentum to gain on its own naturally instead of us pushing for it. And although we have 4 members on here right now, our organization with our young men that we're working with, in just 2 years back, we have approximately about 20 young men. Actually, one of them is actually graduating. You had him on a couple of weeks ago. He was a part of the Black Lives, Let's Be Real, Mr. Alton Avery. He's also a Kappa leaguer. Okay. And he's good young man, always volunteering, always helpful. Whenever we were doing something with as far as Operation Restoration, when we were handing out the food supplies at Fair Price Classical Academy on Blanchette, pulling stuff out of the houses. We handed out food during the COVID. He was the only one that actually could come.
Yeah. I was about to ask you, what are you all doing now that we're in the COVID-19 season? I mean, what are you guys able to do? And also, I'm going to ask you a second question. We're going to back that up, back to back.
Okay.
Let's tell me about, and I think you and I talked about it before we went on the air, is that you need to do a membership drive.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We want to encourage some people, some parents to reach out to us if they want their young men to come in. They can contact me via Facebook. I'm on Facebook. It's Kevin Jackson. You'll see my face on there. If you don't see my face, it's not me. And you can hit me. You can DM me through the messenger and let me know that who you are and leave your number, and I will call you back and we will have a discussion about your young man. And because that's what we mentor young men. There are sororities out there that mentor young ladies, such as Delta Sigma Theta, so they can I can direct them to the president of one of those organizations if they have a young lady. But right now we're talking about young men. They can DM me through Facebook Messenger, and if you cannot do that, then you can email me. You can email me at brokev3@yahoo.com. That's BROKEV3@yahoo.com. And I will respond to the email that way and get back in touch with you. We want to build on what we have right now. We have some good young men that are doing a lot of things. Like I said, we just don't have athletes. We have athletes. We have musicians. As you can see, we have singers. We have some real, and all of them are smart guys. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to keep that ball rolling. We're trying to stay fresh, stay inventive, keep the natural momentum of this organization going, because we want to show Beaumont that there are a lot of positive young African Black males out here, and we want to give them an opportunity to be put on stage and be paraded around and be applauded for their good things that they can do, and that's my goal. I want to see. I have a daughter, and they're always we're always doing things for our young ladies, and I'm not being biased here, but I want to try and put our young men on a stage other than a football or a basketball stage. I want to give them a chance to show the world that they can think and that they can do some things, and give them a chance to let the world know that they shine bright. It doesn't, diamond, sun, star, whatever it is. We are the Kappa League, and we're here to stay. We aren't going anywhere, and we want to be community shakers. We want to be involved in the community. We want to bring unity to the community, and wherever we can help build a bridge, that's what we're going to do. Building bridges. That's what we do. That's what we do.
Awesome. Kevin, so going forward from the day, what are the game plan for the Kappa League?
Well, right now, the fraternity has everyone kind of on a freeze, but we're meeting virtually, and like I say, Alton is my older Kappa leaguer, so he can actually go out now. If there's some place we're doing something at, and I'm I'm going to help. I'll let them know, and if their parents want them to participate, they can, and that has happened. But it's a parental choice, and it's their choice. That's not mandatory because it's not part of. We don't have to do anything right now. We're basically at a standstill. But my parents trust me enough, and they appreciate, and I appreciate them enough to where they know that their child is safe with me, and I make sure that I make sure that I have I make sure they're safe, and these guys have healthy appetites, Tony.
Yes.
These guys aren't eating light, so when they eat. So buffet all day, buffet for them. But I mean, we make sure that we go out, we do things, but there's a reward to everything. It may be big, it may be small, but sometimes if we do something now, it may be just a meal or something. But that's what we want to do. We want to keep them engaged. We want to make sure that they understand that hard work. You get reward for hard work, and that's what we love to do. Now look at my man right here, Ashton. Ashton, raise your head. You got to get up in the camera, Ashton. I don't know if he can hear me or not.
The other way, Ashton. Raise your head up a little bit, Ashton. No, put your camera up a little bit, Ashton. I don't think he hears.
Oh, he just knocked off again. But that was I'm sure he'll be back. But that was our president. He's again, we do what we can, and that's the one thing we're doing. We couldn't do much now because our hands are tied. And again, I don't want to put these young men in any type of danger with the COVID. Right. I treat them like they're my own. So when we go out there, if I'm making sure that they're always safe and they always have what they need and they're doing what they need to do. And as long as we do it, but of course, if I'm out there and I let their parents know, a lot of times it surprises me how many parents, and they'll show up and they'll be like, Mr. Jackson, you just get them home. Done. And I love that. I love that because that makes me feel good about what I'm doing. And that lets me know that I'm doing the right thing.
Awesome. But Daryl, we've got a few more minutes left. But before we go to Daryl, Brother Jackson, again, let's go back over the membership drive. Make sure I want the audience to know that you're recruiting. You need members, young Black African American young men who are that you're working with them and you're mentoring with them through the Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity and all the things that's so important for growing up today as a young man. I mean, I know the kids hear about Black Lives Matter and all that good stuff, but they also have to know how to act.
Yes, and that's the one thing we do, and that's the one thing I love about our Kappa League conference. That's very important. You have to be able to behave. You have to, but again, I don't go in expecting you to know that. I don't go in expecting you to know something. I would love for you to know that, but I'm gonna tell you, hey man, this is how we conduct ourselves here. Because one thing I don't like, and what a lot of people do, is we just assume that just because we know, they know. Mm-hmm. I don't like doing that. Just because I know 2 + 2 is 4 don't mean that I know that you know that. So I'll tell you 2 + 2 is 4, and then after that, I expect for you to understand and know and do, and tell me 2 + 2 is 4. I don't believe in just assuming things for anybody. I don't care who they are, because that's the way miscommunication comes up, and that's where problems arise from.
Right. So I'm going to post up here your email address so they can parents can contact you by email, and
or they can DM me via Messenger, Facebook Messenger.
You're right. Through Facebook Messenger, you can contact Mr. Kevin Jackson with the Kappa Alpha Psi. He's a Kappa Alpha Psi chairperson, and
Kappa League chairperson.
Yeah, did I say that right that time? I thought I did.
You all right, man. You know what? I appreciate. Let me say this, Tony, before you go any further. I appreciate everything you're doing, because the platform that you're providing for this community is helping everyone. It's helping get the word out about a lot of things. It's giving these young men a platform to sit on and talk on, and it's I saw the sheriff when she was on here a month or two ago. We had Michael Cooper on.
Yeah.
I'm always watching, popping in and out. I thank you for it because these are the types of things. These are the type of grassroots movements that turn into something big that lets our community know. And I think that everybody should take their time. If you can't watch the whole program, you take 5-10 minutes and watch what's going on and listen to what's going on, because it may be something that you can share with somebody else. I know that always when my pastor in New Orleans used to pray all the time. He said, maybe it's something that you know already, but it may be something that you can learn and hear today that you can go out and share somewhere else.
Yes.
And that's what mentoring is. Mentoring is going out and sharing with someone else. And it's not always about mentoring somebody who's wayward and in and out of some type of reform school. It's sometimes mentoring these young men who are right there, who have it all, who not necessarily have it all, but they have a lot, but they just need that, that frosting, that icing on the cake, to make it even sweeter for them.
Yes.
And that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help and give hope. I wish I could do it to every young man here in Beaumont, Texas, but I can't. But those that I can help, I will. My fraternity will. Kappa League will.
Well, that's wonderful, Kevin. I mean, that's great, man, because we need that mentoringship and with our young kids, young Black African American kids, and they need it. And if you go into the schools today, where I used to go at is to volunteer to even at elementary school, and it's the kids needs mentoring. They need some leadership. They need some discipline. They need a whole lot. So I applaud you, Kevin, and the Kappas, and thank you all. And I know you don't know them all by name, but you gave me a few names that gave us a few names that I can recognize.
Well, we participate in the Royal program as well. The board president, which is also our poll mark for locally here in Beaumont, Thomas P. Segee. He's a big supporter of the Royal program. He goes to the schools and read. So again, we're everywhere.
Awesome. Well, Arthur, you want to give me a tune on your way out?
Come on, Brandon.
Yeah.
Give us one more last little tune before we head out.
I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. Well, I guess you say can make me feel this way, my girl. Talking about my girl.
And that was what we wanted on in Dallas, right there.
Oh, the Arthur. Hey, what's the name of the group? Arthur Abear Group, right?
No, the Abear Brothers.
Abear Brothers. Oh boy. Hey man, keep up the good work, guys. What's my guy? Where's Darryl? Darryl, did you say anything on this program?
Sir? No.
Did you say anything on this program?
Did you say anything there?
Yes, sir.
He's the quiet one, right?
Quiet. Say hello, then, Darryl.
All right, Donovan. Any last word from you, Donovan, before we go?
He's on mute.
Okay. Well, Brother Jackson and Kevin, thank you again for coming up. And if there's anything I can do to help you guys, I'm here for you. Before we go, before we go for the night, I like to make sure everybody know.
Oh, Darryl, what you say, Darryl?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I love helping people, so I like when we help pass out things to help people and to people. I also like to be a leader because I want to be president someday.
Right. Well, thank you, Darryl. We need leaders like you. So I pray every day that I ask God to help me to be a better leader. So and give me leadership ability. So it's anything you ask for, it could come to pass. And again, people, don't forget about your 2020 census. Fill it out, complete it, turn it in. We need that. And finally, I must say this: that we must vote, and we must vote right now. And our people have died for us to vote. At least we can vote for them. Right now, there is an effort to rename the Pettis Bridge in Alabama for Congressman and civil rights icon John Lewis, the John Lewis Bridge. He is still asking, we are still asking you to vote. And after almost been killed on the Edmund Pettis Bridge in the 60s, which is known as the Bloody Sunday, we owe it to him. We owe it to Mega Evers, and so many other specialists, especially our ones, ourselves. We must vote. And I'm understanding that John Lewis passed away on yesterday. So with that, people, let's go out and vote. We owe it. We need it, and we're going to vote November 3rd, 2020. With that being said, thank you everybody for joining us. On Tuesday at 8 o'clock, join me on with my group. I'm having my group on the Honda group from Mike Smith Honda. We're going to talk about buying versus leasing and how to buy, how to start a buying process. And so join us on Tuesday at 8 o'clock. We're on Knowledge is Power. Thank you, guys. God bless. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Tony. I appreciate you.
Thank
All
you.
right, man. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey,